Legal Services of Greater Miami presents our annual Pro Bono Recognition Ceremony, celebrating the extraordinary contribution the legal community has made to the more than 20,000 people Legal Services assisted this past year. Legal Services is extremely grateful to the event sponsor, Jacqueline Simkin. Tonight's event is hosted by Neki Mohan, Monica Vigas-Patan, Karen Lepicus, and Jamie Cassidy. With you now is your host, Neki Mohan.
Welcome to Legal Services of Greater Miami's Pro Bono Recognition and Celebration. We're so glad you can join us. I'm Neki Mohan, your host, and I'm excited to be here this evening as we stream this year's event. For over 55 years, Legal Services of Greater Miami has been a powerful advocate for equal justice in our community. Their attorneys protect and defend the rights of the low-income community when they face legal barriers to their economic stability. But they cannot do this alone. Pro Bono Champions, attorneys from our community, volunteer to help meet the legal needs of our most vulnerable neighbors. This evening, we're recognizing the extraordinary effort of pro bono volunteers who have dedicated countless hours as COVID-19 persisted in our community, ensuring clients equal access to justice. Joining me this evening, Legal Services Executive Director Monica Vigas-Patan, Board Member Karen Lepicus, and Pro Bono Advocacy Director and Chief Diversity Officer Jamie Cassidy. Monica, Karen, and Jamie, it is a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you, Neki, for that great introduction. We are grateful to all of our pro bono volunteers. We cannot thank you enough. It is an honor to recognize and celebrate your contribution to Legal Services of Greater Miami and our community as a whole. Given your incredible impact, especially as COVID-19 continued to ravage the community, we simply could not pass up the opportunity to recognize your generosity and the impact of your efforts. We all know that time is our most precious resource, and the pandemic has made this even clearer. We know that for every hour you spent helping our clients was an hour away not only from your work, but from your family. We want you to know that your time advocating for our clients strengthened their resiliency to handle this crisis and has been restorative for our clients, their families, and our community.
Our pro bono volunteers are champions. Pro bono attorneys provide access to justice which resonates into the community by empowering individuals, families, and neighborhoods impacted by COVID-19. In the state of Florida, pro bono service is not mandatory for attorneys, so those that perform it are true heroes. In 2020, Legal Services was able to provide equal access to justice to approximately 20,000 individuals by handling more than 4,000 cases. We were assisted by over 320 pro bono attorneys who provided legal help to more than 490 clients. With the help of our pro bono champions, we provided housing stability for families during the eviction crisis, created neighborhood stabilization by assisting small businesses and nonprofits, paved equal access to education for special needs children, and secured public benefits to ensure financial stability for families. I would like to introduce the chair of our board's pro bono committee, Karen Lepicus. Karen is a true pro bono leader and was instrumental this year in helping us launch our Claims of Exemption Clinic, which provided legal assistance to stabilize households economically.
Thank you, Jamie. It is an honor to serve on the board and a pleasure helping you with Legal Services pro bono projects and clinics. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce a true pro bono hero in the legal community. The Honorable Laurel Meyerson Issakov took the oath of office on February 13, 2006. On October 1, 2016, Judge Issakov became the first woman Chief Judge of the United States Bankruptcy Court for the Southern District of Florida. Judge Issakov is the immediate past president of the National Conference of Bankruptcy Judges. She serves on the Judicial Conference Committee on the Administration of the Bankruptcy System and is a member of the Pro Bono Committee of the American College of Bankruptcy, as well as the immediate past chair of its Judicial Outreach Committee. Judge Issakov currently serves as Judicial Chair of the Pro Bono Committee of the Business Law Section of the Florida Bar and is a member of the Florida Bar Standing Committee on Pro Bono. Prior to becoming a judge, she specialized in commercial bankruptcy, foreclosure, and workout matters, both as a transactional attorney and litigator for 14 years with the law firm of Koziak, Tropin, and Throckmorton, after practicing for 8 years with the firm now known as Squire Patton Boggs. In private practice, Judge Issakov also developed a specialty in SEC receiverships involving Ponzi schemes. After graduating from University of Miami School of Law in 1982, Judge Issakov clerked for the Honorable Daniel S. Pearson at the Florida 3rd District Court of Appeal before entering private practice. She is a past president of the Bankruptcy Bar Association of the Southern District of Florida, and, until she took the bench, served as the chair of the Pro Bono Task Force for the BBA. Judge Issakov speaks extensively on bankruptcy around the country and is committed to increasing pro bono service, diversity in the bankruptcy community, and financial literacy. It is my honor to introduce the Honorable Laurel Meyerson Issakov, Chief Judge for the United States Bankruptcy Court, our honored guest speaker. We are grateful for Judge Issakov for taking the time to be here with us this evening.
I will never reject, from any consideration personal to myself, the cause of the defenseless or oppressed. The final words of the Florida Bar Oath, which we all took when we became lawyers. We are privileged to be attorneys, but with privilege comes responsibility. Access to justice continues to be a crisis in America, and especially in Florida. What can you do? What should you do? You don't have to change the world, although do so if you want, and you can. But like the starfish in the starfish story, taking one case at a time can change one person's world. And once you have taken one case and seen the difference you can make in someone's life, you will want to continue taking those cases. So I invite you, I challenge you, sign up for a pro bono case today. You will never regret it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge. You are a true advocate of pro bono service and an inspiration to all in our profession. Now to our first honoree. Our first award this evening is the Equal Justice Pro Bono Solo or Small Firm Award. It is given to a solo practitioner, small firm, or attorney from a small firm that demonstrates exceptional dedication and generosity in their pro bono efforts. This year, the recipient of the award initially agreed to assist legal services with 2 appeals that involved a dishonest landlord who violated the eviction moratorium, defied the rules of court by ignoring court orders, moving to recuse multiple judges on the same case, harassing the tenant, locking the client out of the home, and even terminating the tenant's electricity. This attorney stayed with the case through 7 appeals. He is a true pro bono champion because even though he agreed to take 2 cases in early October 2020, he is still assisting the attorney on this matter and many months and appeals later. This year's recipient of the Equal Justice Pro Bono Solo or Small Firm Award is Ryan Tyler from the law firm of Ratson, Weissman, and Bolt.
Thank you so much for this award. The work that I've been able to do with the legal services of Greater Miami has been so rewarding. Pro bono work is one of, if not the best parts of being a practicing attorney. You know, you really get to step out of your comfort zone and help people in our community in their greatest time of need in situations that they really either have no control over or don't know how to help themselves. And it's just so nice to be able to give back to people in our community. And especially with this case in particular, in this series of appeals, I want to thank Jamie and Sean from the Legal Services of Greater Miami. I also want to thank my boss and mentor, Kimberly Bolt, for giving me the push and encouraging me to do pro bono work and for answering all of my late night calls about different arguments in areas of law that either I wasn't familiar with or I was just learning and trying to figure that out. And I'm just so thankful for everyone involved, and I'm looking forward to doing more pro bono work in the future with the Legal Services of Greater Miami. Thank you.
Congratulations, Ryan. Your client, Mr. Dalton, would like to share how having legal advocates like you helped him overcome an extreme, non-favorable living situation.
My name is Johan Dalton, and I live here in Miami. Well, I was referred to Legal Services of Greater Miami during COVID. One of my neighbors gave me the number because I was facing eviction. During COVID, I told my landlord that, lost my job due to COVID, and I wouldn't be able to pay rent until unemployment came. Almost immediately, started with harassing texts, and then I was getting the notifications that may or may not have been actual legal documents on my door, which really freaked me out. I just really had enough. My mother had been here, who's disabled while the electricity's been turned off. And then finally, he actually did change my locks and re-rent my apartment to another gentleman with a lot of my belongings in there. I was really scared, and I didn't know how to battle these things. And so that's why I called Legal Services of Greater Miami. From Sean Rowley to Denise Gardy, and then Ryan Tyler, to me, they've all been giving their time free. They've all been giving their time pro bono. I have not the money to pay for these things. And, they've been super attentive, calling me back, emailing me, texting me, keeping me updated, just keeping my sanity. At least to know that these guys have my back in the legal sense, they've just, honestly, I can't thank them enough. I get goosebumps and it makes me stutter. I would have been lost. Easily would have got buried in the legal processes that have just been going on. But, the fact that I would be homeless, I would be bullied, if I didn't have the legal team from Legal Services of Greater Miami that I do, it's astounding. And again, I get goosebumps just even thinking about these guys and how much I do appreciate them coming to my rescue.
Such a powerful statement about the impact of pro bono work. Our next award recognizes an innovative pro bono collaboration that has inspired law firms and in-house counsel in South Florida to engage in pro bono with legal services. This year, the Equal Justice Collaborative Partnership Award is presented to McDermott, Will & Emery and Restaurant Brands International U.S. Services, LLC. The active involvement from the attorneys at McDermott and RBI in launching a new transactional equal justice clinic, which assists nonprofits and minority-owned small businesses that are ensuring our economic recovery extends to all. The work has tremendous impact in our community and will touch the lives of the families and their neighbors for decades to come. Attorneys who worked on this fabulous collaboration are, from Restaurant Brands International, Inc., Lisa Giles Klein, Vincente Tome, Elizabeth Gonzalez, Carlene Griffith, Roxanne Gutierrez, Michelle Kush, Julia Kim, Brian Saul, Robin Schaefer. From McDermott, Will & Emery, Christine Concepcion, Sarah Bro, Jennifer Migulina, Miguel Silva, Timothy Swearingen, Michael Bruno, Michael Hacker, Sean Helms, Brian Long, Craig Rasil, Marcos Alvarez, Andrea Zazulia, L. Hayes, Gregory Wigan, Ariane Plasencia, Rodrigo Castelo Branco, Alexandro Clavero, Samuel Goodman. Accepting the award on behalf of Restaurant Brands International is Vincente Tome, head of legal, and on behalf of McDermott, Will & Emery is partner Michael Bruno.
Well, thank you very much for the award. The Restaurant Brands International Legal Department is honored to receive this award from Legal Services. We always enjoy doing pro bono projects with LSGMI, mostly because they find innovative ways to provide pro bono services to the community. And this project is a perfect example. As an in-house department, we're quite lean and sometimes in-house attorneys have concerns about getting involved in pro bono cases that can get complicated. But by coming up with the idea of partnering with a law firm, we felt like we had a team of lawyers from the law firm that could provide the resources and expertise to make sure that we provided a great level of service to the clients. So once again, thank you for this opportunity, and congratulations to the attorneys from McDermott, Will & Emery as well for the award.
Thank you so much for this wonderful award, which McDermott, Will & Emery and myself are very appreciative of. It's been a pleasure this year working with Legal Services of Greater Miami. If you have time and an interest and you're a transactional attorney, I highly encourage you to get involved. It's a great organization. So thanks so much again. It's a privilege working with Legal Services of Greater Miami, and I look forward to many more opportunities.
Thank you, Vicente and Michael, for your contribution. Providing legal assistance to keep families in their homes is one of our highest priorities. However, the client demand is overwhelming, and we certainly could not do it alone. Our pro bono attorneys support our efforts through their work in our Consumer Equal Justice Clinic, Tenants Equal Justice Clinic, and our Eviction Defense Project. Here is an example of what can happen when a client is represented by an attorney and access to justice is achieved.
The reason I went to legal service because of Joseph Kellogg, and they was taking $267 out of my check every 2 weeks. And I couldn't afford that. So I had to get somebody. And Lisa came to my rescue. She really did. She listened to me, she talked to me, and she just helped me, because when I was down, she would pick me up, she would talk to me, she was listening to my story. Lisa did a wonderful job for me and helped me get my legal stuff together, because I couldn't stand it when they was taking that $267 out of my check every 2 weeks. That really hurted me during the summertime. And then my child had just passed away, and it was like a burden on my shoulder. But I came through. She helped me. Lisa was a great person. And if there's anything I could do for her, I would.
We are so glad that the client received the legal services that they needed and access to justice was achieved. We all know that trying to figure out the legal system can be incredibly confusing and overwhelming. Sometimes sitting down with an attorney who can walk you through the steps to make your case can make all the difference. Legal services clinics provide invaluable legal advice to hundreds of clients per year. At these clinics, clients are empowered with legal consultations and advice on how to best advocate for themselves. This is only possible through the help of dozens of volunteer attorneys that make it possible. Last year, legal services clinics provided assistance to more than 205 clients. The Equal Justice Pro Bono Clinic Partner Award is presented to attorneys and volunteers who have demonstrated exceptional commitment in supporting our clinics. This year, the recipient of this award embraced our COVID remote clinic models and took on clinic cases under the most challenging circumstances. He volunteered to assist 12 clients with issues that threatened their economic stability. This year, the Equal Justice Pro Bono Clinic Partner Award goes to Pro Bono Champion Rob Collins. Thank you, Rob.
I'm really honored and grateful to have been thought of by Legal Services for this award for my pro bono clinic service. Being in the clinics gives me an opportunity to give back to the community. So I'm really grateful to Legal Services for giving me this chance. If you've gotten far enough to become a lawyer, you've had some kind of advantages along the way in your life. And I think in recognition of that in my own life and a lot of the stuff, I can't even appreciate. Like I can't even think of a lot of the breaks that I've gotten throughout my life to put me here in this position. And in appreciation of that, I think the only thing I can do is try to serve others and help others who need help, because legal services has made it so easy for me and for others for years to directly reach the people. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve in the clinics. So it's ironic that legal services is honoring me and thanking me for doing it, because really I'm appreciative to be doing it myself.
Rob, thank you for giving so much of yourself when our community needed legal assistance the most. The Equal Justice Pro Bono Professional Partner Award is given to an individual or a business outside of the legal field that supports our advocates and clients in providing professional assistance that is vital to a successful outcome. This year's recipient, the Gerson, Preston, Robinson, Klein, Lips, and Eisenberg team, has demonstrated an extraordinary commitment to pro bono service by assisting in our low-income tax clinic and helping women experiencing homelessness. Their assistance in developing and implementing a financial literacy program for the residents at Lotus Village and providing them tax assistance promoted long-term financial stability for these women and their children. Accepting the award on behalf of the firm is Stuart Rohatner, CPA, JD.
I just wanted to say I'm incredibly humbled and thankful to have received this award. It means a lot to me. I wanted to say thank you to Jamie Cassidy, Legal Services of Greater Miami, and also on behalf of my firm, Gerson, Preston, Klein, Lips, Eisenberg, Gelber, PA. I'd like to thank you for our staff helping out. Really, the reason to do this award, when COVID started last year, I could see the fear in many of our clients' voices and even myself, and no one really knew what the future held. So I sort of looked at it as an opportunity to step up and get out in the community. And we prepared tax returns for the women at the Lotus House Shelter with the help of my firm, and basically were able to help get stimulus checks, earn income and child tax credits. And it's one of the most rewarding things I've done professionally. And thank you.
Every year at the Pro Bono celebration, Legal Services also presents the Alfred Feinberg Memorial Award, named after our assistant litigation director during our early years. Feinberg once said, "Case-by-case legal aid is only a Band-Aid." The truly important cases not only seek to win for individual clients, but also to change the law for all persons similarly situated. We give out this award each year to a legal services attorney who embodies this idea and to recognize their outstanding advocacy. This year's recipient is Daniela Simo, an attorney in our Community and Economic Development Unit. Her work combating gentrification and recapturing community benefits for the West Grove has an impact beyond the individual clients she represents. The Grove is one of Miami's oldest neighborhoods, and West Grove was home to Miami's early Black Bahamian settlers. Once a vibrant Black community, the West Grove suffered decades of racial segregation and divestment, which makes this neighborhood particularly vulnerable to development and gentrification. To foster a more equitable form of gentrification by providing benefits to the community rather than displacement, the West Grove community, its residents, historic Black churches, community organizations, and other stakeholders organized to form a nonprofit organization. Daniela assisted the organization in formally incorporating and applying for 501c3 tax-exempt status with the IRS. She helped its board of directors with training, education, and the legal support and advocacy necessary to make the group effective. Daniela's approach to community lawyering empowers by using her legal advocacy to achieve solutions for the issues the West Grove community identified. Daniela led the team negotiating community benefits agreements with the developers and multi-million-dollar investors. She represented the nonprofit in several city planning and zoning board hearings and commission meetings to ensure that the voices of West Grove residents were heard regarding affordable housing, job opportunities, and community spaces, as well as public amenities. Daniela has successfully negotiated 2 community benefit agreements, which secured funding for home repairs for West Grove residents, job training programs, and affordable housing set aside for the West Grove's low-income residents. Her work on this case is exactly the type of systemic advocacy that Alfred Feinberg championed. I'm honored to present the Alfred Feinberg Memorial Award to Daniela Simo. Congratulations, Daniela. Throughout the evening, we have been hearing firsthand why attorneys choose legal services for their pro bono experience. Here's another example of the difference that legal representation can make in someone's life. And we hope it will be one of the many reasons you continue to support our mission with your time and expertise.
I came to legal service because I needed help, desperate help. I had my tax refund filed with an individual that did my taxes in 2018. What he did was send it to the wrong individual. After talking to him, trying to explain that I didn't receive it, he informed me to call IRS. He sent it to Chase Bank. I don't have an account at Chase Bank. That was a red flag right there. I knew something was wrong. We went round and round. I called IRS 6 to 8 times, got the same result. We sent it to the individual whose name was on the tax return. The $5,000 that I was supposed to receive from my tax return meant a lot to me. And by me living on a fixed income, now it's starting to hurt. I can feel a pinch. So I went to legal service, and legal service informed me that I think we can help you out. And this was the words that I needed to hear. The ball got rolling. They found me a pro bono attorney, Lynn Ventry, and she was amazing. She started out doing her legal work, sending letters. So she said, "It's gonna take some time, Stanley, can you be patient?" I told her I had no other choice because I have nothing now. It took a year, 2 years, time went by, and eventually we won the case. I received more than what my tax return had offered me, a little about $6,000. I was smiling. I called my daughter and I explained to her what happened. She said, "Oh, that's great, that's great." I said, "Thanks to legal services. And thanks to the attorney, Lynn Ventry, she is a tiger lady. She don't take no prisoners. She's a real deal."
We are so pleased that a pro bono attorney was able to advocate for Mr. Nelson and get him more than $6,000 on his tax return. For those of you that do pro bono work, you know the need for legal assistance is overwhelming. A report issued by the Legal Services Corporation found that more than 80% of low-income Americans having civil legal needs receive inadequate or no legal assistance. Therefore, providing legal advocacy that has an effect beyond the individual case has a lasting impact in our community. The Equal Justice Pro Bono Impact Award is presented to a firm or individual whose legal work has a significant impact beyond an individual case. This year's recipient has provided over 375 hours of pro bono service, assisting in over 150 cases. His pro bono service with the consumer unit helped individual families avoid foreclosure and has made a tremendous impact in our community that will touch the lives of families and their neighborhoods for decades to come. This year's recipient of the Equal Justice Pro Bono Impact Award is Stephen Kellogg. Congratulations, Stephen.
I'd like to thank Legal Services for this honor. I really, really appreciate it. My dream when I went to law school was to help people who couldn't help themselves. After graduation from law school, life got in the way. It's kind of like Mike Tyson. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. I had to find a job. I wandered around for a bit. Finally, and fortunately, I ended up as a plaintiff's lawyer, where I could litigate with large corporations against large corporations on behalf of the little guy. I retired. Legal Services kindly agreed to let me work here, and I'm most appreciative. Actually, I'm more appreciative of that than for the award, because I really enjoy working here and the people who work here.
During a crisis, we need leaders who will champion a cause and inspire those around them. The Partners for Equal Justice Award recognizes partners at law firms who lead by example and accept at least one direct representation pro bono case. The impact of law firm partners demonstrating a commitment to pro bono work is astounding. This year's recipient, Alvaro A. Acevedo Jr. of the Brickell Law Group, personified pro bono leadership by assisting more than 6 clients on complicated tax matters, providing economic stability to those households and inspiring attorneys in his circle. One of Alvaro's clients, Zoila Luisa Hernandez Linares, had this message to share.
Mi nombre es Zoila Hernández. Quería dar las gracias al abogado Álvaro Acevedo. El año pasado, el 2020, me representó un caso que creía perdido con respecto a los taxes míos del 2018, los cuales no los había recibido y me los tenían retenidos. Gracias a su profesionalismo, su dedicación, buen carácter, honestidad y preocupación, logramos ganar el caso y yo poder recibir mi reembolso. En verdad lo considero un gran abogado, muy profesional.
Thank you very much to Legal Services of Greater Miami. It's an honor. You get more out of these cases, I believe, than from any financial compensation you can get out of your typical firm work. So to me in particular, if I could, I would only do this type of work. You will never see anybody that is more touched by the services we provide. And that's why, as time goes by, I try to do more and more of this work. I just want to say that I don't do this by myself. I have a full team behind me. And also, if I may, I can name a few: Laura, Daniel, all of the accounting, the forensics, Herman, you guys, Marco. Thank you for everything. Of course, you know I couldn't do anything if it wasn't for you guys. And my wife and my family, my kids, they're the reason I live, and this is dedicated to them for giving me all the support. Thank you.
Thank you, not only to our exceptional award recipients, but to all of our pro bono volunteers. Collectively, you gave over 2,441 hours of your time. And with your help in the last year, we were able to help more than 490 people. And that number will only continue to grow as we develop new opportunities to engage pro bono attorneys. The need for pro bono continues to grow, and I take this opportunity to ask you to join us and work alongside our team to provide equal justice for everyone in our community. I am looking forward to working with all of you.
I would like to again thank our generous sponsor for this event, Jacqueline Simkin. To all our volunteers, on behalf of the board and the team at Legal Services of Greater Miami, thank you for working with us to build a community of equal justice. We hope that all of you will consider signing up to take a pro bono case or becoming a partner for equal justice.
Before we close, I want to thank all of you who have joined us for this special evening, an evening where we recognize those who have heeded the call of their professional oath and the call of their hearts to help those who are in need. Congratulations to all of you who have been recognized this evening. I know you have not taken these cases in order to be recognized, but it is appropriate to acknowledge that with everything that you have to do in your professional and your personal lives, that you have taken the time to reach out and help someone who needed your help. And I know that those of you who have attended this evening have been inspired to do the same. So please reach out take a case, help a person. And thank you all very much. Have a great evening.
We hope you've enjoyed tonight's pro bono celebration. Access to justice is critical, especially during a crisis. And we learned tonight the direct impact it can have to keep families in their homes and ensure that they have the essentials to keep them safe. We close out the evening listening to the beautiful and talented Liana Lawson. Liana participates in Guitars Over Guns and was their Student of the Year. Enjoy, and please stay with us as we showcase the more than 325 volunteer attorneys that advocated for legal services clients this year. Thank you for joining us and for your tireless dedication to our mission. On behalf of the entire team at Legal Services of Greater Miami, thank you and good night.
This is nothing new. I'm confident you'll bring me through. My resolution is clear, yeah, it's faith over fear. Say this is nothing new. There's so many things I have to do, and this is just an obstacle. There's so many things I haven't done, but I'm glad to see what we become. Hey, say this is nothing new. Say this is nothing new. This will surely pass. I'm confident that it won't last. There's nothing I can do, so I leave it to you. Say this